Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'll be reviewing the film Bring Her Back. Bring Her Back is directed by Danny Philippou and Michael Philippou, written by Bill Hinzman and Danny Philippou, and stars Billy Barratt, Sally Hawkins, Misha Haywood, Jonah Wren Phillips and Stephen Phillips. This is a Bring Her Back movie review, and there will be spoilers. If you like our movie reviews, please like this Bring Her Back film review and subscribe. Once subscribed, click the bell notification box to be instantly notified of new reviews. Please also consider supporting us through a channel membership or becoming one of our patrons on Patreon at patreon.com/FilmBook. And now, the Bring Her Back movie review. The films of the hit horror film Talk to Me have crafted a truly horrific masterpiece of terror with their latest, Bring Her Back. Opening with the discovery of their dead dad in the bathroom, a brother and sister named Andy and Piper soon find their new caregiver is off her rocker, and that's putting it mildly. Bring Her Back may be something of a slow burn, and its success is driven by Sally Hawkins' masterful performance. She is got kooky, crazy, and psychotic down pat all in this one role. Filmmakers Danny and Michael Philippou let Hawkins run the show here, and the results are likely to please horror fans of recent gorefests like the Oscar-nominated The Substance. Hawkins portrays Laura, a one-time mom who lost her daughter in a tragedy and seems to plan on giving Andy and Piper a loving new home. Though the film shows the bond between Andy and Piper, and both performances by the young actors who play them are perfect, this movie belongs to the wicked Hawkins, who shapes her character into something of a crazed lunatic, complete with a kidnapped child called Oliver hanging around her house. Laura has got a lot of insanity built up inside her because of the loss of her child that slowly unveils itself until all hell breaks loose. At the start, she lets the teenage kids drink and party with her while loud music blasts in the background. However, you haven't seen anything yet until you watch the rest of this film. Sally-Anne Upton plays a social worker type named Wendy, who puts her faith into Laura to provide care for the newly taken-in kids. One problem, Oliver is sticking knives in his mouth, losing teeth, ripping off skin, and eating wood, while sporadically talking in the interim when he appears to be somewhat normal. Laura keeps Oliver hidden so as to not let anyone know she's a sadistic monster in the form of a parent mourning the loss of her child, and using Oliver as a portal to the past, with creepy results indeed. What's most interesting about Bring Her Back is how it makes us understand how and why Laura went mad, yet at the same time, Laura is desperately trying to find some sort of happiness. Or is she? Maybe she's just putting spirits in bodies like Oliver's haphazardly in an effort to recapture the love she has for her daughter. She also turns on Andy at one point, as she seems ready to throw him under the bus to take the blame for the sick stunt she is pulling by having that possessed kid, Oliver, around. Trust me, things spiral out of control in such a way that you will not see the powerful conclusion coming. This movie makes you side with Laura in one way until the script reveals she is a total demon woman who has been greatly affected by an unspeakable tragedy. Sally Hawkins leads the acting ensemble with one of the best performances of her career. Laura is open and vulnerable in between bouts of being a somewhat nasty woman bent on revenge for what was thrust upon her in her life. Hawkins digs deep inside her characterization to reveal layer after layer of what a demented woman she's become because of the tragedy from her past. Hawkins' work here is A24 horror at its best, as the actress gives Toni Collette a run for her money for Collette's turn in the horror phenomenon Hereditary. Billy Barratt and Sora Wong are also quite successful in their roles within the picture. Piper is cross-eyed but wants to try to make friends at the beginning of the picture who will like her for herself. Piper starts losing faith in her brother because of Laura's manipulative ways, and loses sight of the familial strengths the characters have secured in their shared experiences. Wong plays an appropriately sympathetic character in a complex plot that gets sidetracked at times due to the script's very shocking scenes. Barratt is not to be overlooked and has the difficult role of trying to keep us invested in the good characters so as to make the audience wish that harm will eventually come to Laura to put her out of her misery and set the long-suffering kids in the family free. Jonah Wren Phillips is totally on point as the creepy kid who has to endure pain and suffering because of the body that Oliver finds himself living in, while his soul is clearly not always that of his own. Phillips is a solid child actor who shines in the freaky scenes where he acts bizarrely, and other kid performers may have emerged as one-hit wonders in this role. Not Phillips. This kid performer is going places, and has extremely difficult and gruesome scenes that are unnerving in their excesses. Bring Her Back is gloriously over the top in good ways, not bad ones. Hawkins is doing an exercise in dramatic acting here that makes us hope she will get an Oscar nod for whatever category the studio, A24, tries to promote her in. This movie is also about the experiences of the kids featured in the storyline, but it's more about how tragedy turns a fair and loving mom into a total psychopath. If Bring Her Back is much better than Talk to Me, which I think it is, then perhaps the movie will frighten, disturb, and scare the living hell out of audiences who aren't afraid to leap into a probing and hugely successful blood-soaked nightmare. This new film isn't perfect, though. It occasionally meanders on, and too much story unfolds with extremely gruesome plot points. But that's just for a little while. When Hawkins sinks her teeth into her role in the film's final acts, the viewer will be thankful that Hawkins took this part. No other actress could have pulled this one off. It's something close to a work of genius. And that brings us to the conclusion of this Bring Her Back movie review. Thanks for dropping by, and I'll see you next time.